our, one second, I just need to, okay. Time for our satsang. Chapter 9 is going on. Raja Guhya, Raja Yoga. So Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga. So we have done, I think we have done up to shloka number 8. So today I'm going to take 2 more shlokas, 9 and 10. All these shlokas are very, very important. They are very condensed with a lot of beautiful knowledge. That's why I don't want to take too many shlokas at a time so that you can digest each nugget of knowledge before we continue. But before all that, let me wish all of you a very auspicious Holika today. If you want to know the significance of this wonderful day, do look up Akashvani. I have posted it there. And our Shishus, of course, know the story of Prahlad very well because we just had a lovely discussion on Saturday about it. So you can read up about Prahlad and take inspiration for the rest of your onward spiritual journey. Let me chant the shlokas first, 9 and 10 together. Na cha mam tani karmani nibadnanti dhananjaya udasina vadasinam asaktam teshu karmasu maya dyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagadvi parivartate. Bhagwan says, Arjun, those actions, however, do not bind me. Unattached as I am to such actions, myself standing apart as it were. Arjun, under my aegis, nature brings forth the whole of creation, consisting of both sentient and insentient beings, and it is due to this cause that the wheel of sansaar is going round. Often this question comes to me that why does God allow all these terrible things to happen to me? I don't do anything bad. I'm such a good satsangi. So why do all these bad things happen to me? And another way they ask this question is, if God is so omnipotent, so powerful, why doesn't he stop all the evil from happening in the world? And today being Holika Dahan, this is a very apt question because it was the Asur king who was creating so much of evil and wanting to kill his own son Prahlad. So what does God do actually? Bhagwan, Ishwar. What is the function of Ishwar? So let us talk first about our actions. Then we'll understand the actions of Ishwar. Performing actions is compulsory, is a necessity in this world. You cannot be for 1 second also without doing any action. Okay? And all actions will have a result, obviously. Now, an action you may think is finished, like I can pick up this object and put it down, and I can think it is over. But the action is never complete till the result has been delivered. Now, how will this result be delivered? And to whom will it be delivered? A result is always delivered to the doer of the action, the karta. The karta of the karma will get the result of that action, right? Obviously. So you order something from Amazon, then you are the orderer. So the delivery has to come only to you. It cannot go to anyone else. That is why one OTP is also put over there so that it is delivered correctly to the one who has ordered the action. The one who has ordered the action is called the doer of the action. The minute you do an action with this notion in your mind, I did this. That thought comes in your mind. I did this. Immediately, one indelible impression gets created in the mind. One stamp, one OTP gets created in the mind, and doership gets established immediately. Now, the minute this stamp of doership has been established in your antakaran, the process of karma delivery has started. How long it will take for that karma to be delivered, we don't know. Sometimes immediate, sometimes next life, sometimes many lives later. Okay, so this is our action. Why do we get what we are experiencing now? This is the order that we placed in a previous lifetime. That is why this order is coming to us in this lifetime. You all know this. However, if an action is done without the notion of I did this, without the karta bhav, without the feeling that I, that big I, the ego I, have done this, then the result or the karma of that action cannot be delivered to you, because that chapa, that stamp of doership, has not been established in your antakaran. Okay. Now, by doing this, establishing this karta bhav and saying I did this, and now waiting indefinitely, I say indefinitely because we don't know how many lifetimes, we have to wait for this result to be delivered. This is the cause of, one of the causes of our bondage. We have to keep coming back because we had a wish to get this result. You understand how the wish, the desire, and the action are all entangled. And this is the cause of our bondage. We don't realize that we are causing our own bondage. So there is a good example in Vedanta of the silkworm. They say the silkworm is so ignorant that it takes out some sort of a thread-like substance from its mouth, and it starts weaving a cocoon around itself and causes its own bondage. That is exactly what the jiva is doing, the ego is doing, the jivatma is doing. We are also, through this notion of doership, we are also weaving a cocoon, a bondage, a cage around us, so that every time we have to keep coming back after death, take another life, take another life, take another life, and we are not allowing ourselves to fulfill the purpose of this human birth. So now we know what we do. So now Ishwar is also doing so many actions. Ishwar is creating, Ishwar is maintaining, Ishwar is destroying, Ishwar is doing so many things. So why does Bhagwan say, these actions, however, do not bind me? Do not bind me. Answer is simple. When we do the actions, we do it with doership. When Ishwar is doing the actions, Ishwar is doing them without any notion of I did this. There is no doership because there is no particular wish, personal wish of Ishwar in this action of creating Srishti. Bhagwan says in this shloka, Udasina Vadasinam Asaktam Teshu Karmasu. Asaktam, unattached. I am unattached to whatever action is happening. Ishwar has no ulterior motive in creating the universe. Ishwar has no rag or no dvesh in the creation. Asaktam, unattached. Okay? So what is Ishwar's role in this entire creation? Ishwar is the dynamic principle behind the creation. the presence of Ishwar allows our vasanas to project themselves and create actions. Let's take an example. You have a train, let's say the old time, the steam engines were there. Now, the train engine cannot move by itself. The train engine will have to draw some energy, draw some nourishment from the steam. And in the presence of that steam, the train will move forward, isn't it? Take a simple example of a fan in your house. By itself, the fan cannot move. So what will the fan do? The fan will draw the power, the electricity, and with that presence of electricity, it will go round and round, right? In the same way, Ishwar is present and is not concerned with how you use it. For example, electricity is not concerned about how you use it. The fan may use it to go round and round. The light bulb will use it to produce light. The AC will use it to produce coolness. And the electric kettle will use it to produce heat. So, in the same way, like electricity, Ishwar is not concerned with how you use the energy. It just provides the energy with which the vasanas will then project themselves out into the world. Okay? Not concerned with the joy and sorrow that is being produced. Like without the fan and with the fan. When the fan is on, I will feel cool and nice. I will be happy. But electricity is not concerned with that. Electricity is not concerned with what is the final product happening and how is it being used, and is the action creating joy? Is the action creating sorrow? Is it creating pain? Is it creating pleasure? Not concerned. Has nothing to do with it. Another way of seeing it is that the sun is shining. Okay, the sun is the dynamic principle behind everything that is happening in the world. The plants are making food, the flowers are blossoming, the grass is growing, the trees are growing, everything is happening. But the sun is not concerned with how its energy is being used. The plants are getting nourished in the presence of the sun. Similarly, in the presence of Ishwar, the Srishti is getting manifested. Okay, does it make sense to you? The sun is not taking any credit for the fruit. The sun is not taking any credit for the flowers. The sun is not taking any credit for anything that is happening with its energy. Ishwar is also not taking any credit, anything involved, nothing, asaktam, unattached. Just like the sun is, and everything is happening in the world because the sun is, similarly, Ishwar just is. Everything happens in the presence of Ishwar. Prakriti, according to its own gunas, it will start flourishing. So, what will flourish? Everything. Bhagavan says sentient and insentient. Both of these will manifest according to their own gunas. Na chamam tani karmani nibadnanti. Those actions do not bind me. Ishwar's presence is continuously going on. In the presence of Ishwar, everything is getting created. In the presence of Ishwar, everything is getting maintained. In the presence of Ishwar, everything is getting transformed or destroyed. Bhagwan uses one word here, udasina vadasinam, indifferent. Ishwar is indifferent to whatever is happening. Now, this word udasin is very interesting. It's made up of two parts. Ut, and aseen. Ut means above, and aseen means seated. Aseen. Ishwar is udasin. Ut aseen. Ishwar is seated above. Above what? Above all creation, above all matter, above all gunas, above all prakriti, above all BMI. Therefore, Ishwar is aloof, Ishwar is untouched, Ishwar is unpolluted by the ego, by the jivatma, by everything. Ishwar simply witnesses, seated above, untarnished, unpolluted, unconcerned, just witnessing, being present. So, last time I talked about the screen on which the movies are being projected. So, even if in the movie there is bloodshed, the screen will not get a drop of blood on it, right? In the same way, Ishwar is unaffected by whatever bloodshed is happening in the creation. The steam of the steam engine is not to be blamed if the train goes to the wrong station. The steam cannot be blamed if the engine just derails. The steam is just present. How you're using the steam, how you're using the presence of Ishwar is up to you and me and up to our gunas. Asaktam teshu karmasu, totally detached from all the actions. There is no I, there is no karta bhav, and there's also no bhokta bhav. Immediately, no karta bhav means there will be no bhokta bhav. So he is just enlivening all of the creation. The word used in his presence is maya dyakshena, in my presence. That's what it means. In my presence, all this is happening. So what exactly is happening under Ishwar's presence? What is happening under the presence of consciousness? Prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Please keep your audio off. Prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Nature is bringing forth the whole creation, which has got sentient as well as insentient beings. Ishwar is the illuminator. Prakriti or nature is that which is being illumined, illuminated, whatever the word is. What is Prakriti? Vasanas. The collective vasanas of everyone is getting created, it's getting illumined, it's getting enlivened. And on a personal level, the Jivatma, at the personal level, my vasanas, each individual which has a bundle of vasanas is simply getting illumined. Okay? So Sacharacharam, Sacharacharam means sentient and insentient. What does that mean? Everything in the universe. That which moves and that which doesn't move. That which is living and that which is non-living. That which is Jad and that which is Chetan. That which is a thing and that which is a being. Inert, dynamic, everything, whatever there is just being projected by its own gunas. Okay? And everything is happening maya dyakshena, in the presence of Ishwar. Therefore, why is God not stopping all this evil from happening? God has no control over it. God has no motive to do that. You are doing what you are doing. People are doing what they are doing according to their gunas. And you are receiving whatever bad is happening to you. That is your own order, okay, which you have sent out to the universe. Bhagwan doesn't do anything else. Hetu nanena kaunteya jagadvi parivartate. Arjun, it is due to this cause that the wheel of sansar is going round. What is that cause? The presence of Ishwar. Because of the presence of Ishwar, this entire wheel of sansar is going round and round. Once the presence of Ishwar or the presence of consciousness is no longer there, the wheel of sansar stops. On an individual level, when the presence of consciousness leaves this cage, which is the body, this cage also will drop. Consciousness leaves, life leaves with it. When consciousness will leave, the presence of consciousness will leave the entire sansar, the wheel of sansar will stop going round and round, and that will be the time of pralay. So that is the function of Ishwar. Let us take responsibility for our life. Let us take responsibility for what we are receiving in this life, and we have to take responsibility for what we are doing with what we have received in this life. And we have to also take responsibility for any future life, God forbid, if we have to live. So till the presence of consciousness is there, this wheel of sansar, the wheel of my life, will continue. The minute the consciousness leaves from me, this body will drop. If I have not reached mukti, I will come back in another body, and I will continue my work towards my own liberation. So everything is in our hands. This is a very important point that we have to understand, because we have to take responsibility for our own condition. Master the practice of karma yoga, because only with that you will be able to do actions without doership. And without that mastery, you're continuously creating more and more karma. 2, be aware always of the presence of consciousness in your life, the presence of Ishwar in your life. The minute that presence goes away, your journey, this journey will end, and all your prayas, all the effort that you have put in will end for this lifetime. So we need to put in a lot of effort so that this lifetime only we can be liberated. Okay? And whatever you do it without karta bhava. Do it without bhokta bhava, but do your duty 100% with nothing lacking in terms of your purusharth. Stay with this and start putting all these wonderful secrets that Bhagwan is sharing with us. Put them into your life, because that's the purpose of all these satsangs. Okay? Keep that thought with you till we meet next Thursday. Tomorrow is Holi. Enjoy it. Come to the center and have some fun along with all our shishus. We'll have a lot of fun together. Om. 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 Satoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Chidarpana. Jai Gurudev. God bless everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Meera, for chanting, and thank you, Zoom team. God bless you all. See you all tomorrow, hopefully. Not then Monday.
Pranama.
Yes,
Pranama.
bye.